What's up guys, I'm Taylor. Welcome back for another video. If you've been following my channel for a while, I really appreciate the support as always. And if this is your first time watching a video, drop a like, subscribe, hit the little bell notification up there or up there, whichever side it's on, so you get alerted when I make new videos, drop new shorts. Let's go and hop into it. What can you take to boot camp in 2023? This has to be one of the most, if not the most asked question I get all the time. What can I take to boot camp? What can I take to boot camp? What should I take to boot camp? What shouldn't I take to boot camp? So instead of sitting here telling these guys every single week, every single month, hey, do this, do that, I'm gonna make a video on this and tell us to the whole world of things that you should and should not be taking to boot camp, so that if you're joining the Marines, you're male or female, these are things that you can and should be taking to boot camp. Let's hop into number one. Take pictures to boot camp. I'm saying take an 8x10, take a poster like what's behind me, something crazy, but take some pictures to boot camp, guys. Take some 4x6s, some wallets, whatever, because right now you might not care. You're at home, you're doing your thing, everything is good, life is good, but when you're in boot camp and you're going through a good day, or better yet, you're going through a hard day, and you're missing your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, your kids, your parents, your dog, your friend, whoever, it's nice to have things to remind you of home while you're away, especially in boot camp. Because yes, boot camp is physical, but it's way more mental than anything. And when you're having a really hard day, just taking a moment to like look at a picture and just recall those good memories and just kind of reminisce in the moment, it can really help make boot camp a lot easier, bring back those good feelings, bring back those memories. So I highly recommend, actually I'm telling you, take pictures. Whether you want to or not, just do it. Your future self thanks you and you'll thank me later. Because if you don't, boot camp's gonna suck. It's gonna suck more than it already kind of does, which it really doesn't, but that's the perception. And when you're there, it just makes it a lot easier. I recommend taking 4x6s. And what I would do, I was on the bottom rack in the boot camp, right? So above me was the rack up there, right? And what I would do is I would take my pictures and I would put it between my rack mate's bed and the metal spring. So they were always there. So I could just lay on my bed at night, look up, and I could stare at those pictures. Or I would put in my little book when I was away so they didn't get messed up or whatever, but they were always with me and it really made boot camp a lot easier for me. And again, I highly recommend that you guys take them with you as well. Again, just make it a little bit better, a little bit easier for you. So that's number one. Number two, if you are religious, right, any religion out there, you name it, Christian, Catholic, Muslim, so on and so forth, if you want to take any type of religious material with you, whether that be a Bible, a cross, necklace, pendant, rosary, you name it, you're totally fine to do that, because in the military, they believe in your religious freedoms and your religious liberties, and they're not going to tell you that you can't do that. Now, one thing I will say, for instance, I have a ring. It's the ring that my wife gave me when I got married. On here, there's a cross on it, right? It's a dual thing from us. It's my wedding ring, it's a religious symbol and whatnot. If I was to go to boot camp right now, I could take this with me, but I can't wear it when I'm training. Same thing when it comes to necklaces. If I'm wearing a necklace that has a cross on it, I can wear it when I'm in the squad bay and I'm not doing really anything where I can kind of have it with me. But when I'm doing any type of training, martial arts, going to the pool, going to the gas chamber, the rifle range, you name it, you're most likely not gonna be able to wear that in your little Foot Locker or whatever, but you can have it with you. Every Sunday in boot camp, there is a religious service. So no matter what you believe in, there is a service for that every single Sunday that you can, and I recommend that you do attend, because that's their chance to get away from the drill instructors. They can't mess with you. When you go to church, the chaplains, right, which are the military priests per se, the ones that preach the word of God, they're gonna give you like chips and like cookies and like all that kind of sweet stuff that you can't normally have, and it's a good time to kind of hang out with your friends. I recommend you doing that, but again, religious stuff, it's totally fine. You just might not be able to always wear it while you're in boot camp. Number three, take an address book. You're not gonna have a phone when you're in boot camp. You're not gonna have a smartwatch. You're not gonna have anything other than a pencil or a pen or an ink stick and a book to write stuff in. So if your recruiter didn't tell you this, bring an address book with you. Don't bring a big ass notebook, nothing like that, but bring like a small like moleskin book or a little small whatever, something to write a full address, city, state, zip code, who it's going to, right? Don't just write down the address and not know the zip code, because when you mail out an actual envelope with a stamp on it and you don't know who to send it to, it's gonna suck, because you're not gonna be getting any mail, or whoever you're sending it to is not gonna get mail. Whereas if you have a book with everyone's names and address on there, put down mom, dad, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, friends, whoever you think you might wanna talk to in boot camp. And again, the only way to do that is through mail. Make sure you write down that full address. And pro tip, take those pictures I told you about, put them in that book, so one, they don't get broken, they don't get ripped, they don't get messed up, and they're always there together at the same time. Now, when you're going to boot camp, right, so the first night, a lot of people, they don't realize this, but you ship the boot camp on Monday, right? So your first day of boot camp technically starts Monday night, okay? But the day before that, Sunday, for 99% of shippers out there that are going to boot camp, they go back to the MEPS hotel. So that Sunday, you technically leave for boot camp. You say goodbye to your friends and family and parents and everyone like that. Your recruiter takes you down to the MEPS hotel where you stay the evening, wake up the next day, you go back to MEPS, verify everything is good, do your final swear-in, and then that evening you get on a bus and you go to MCRD Paris Island or MCRD San Diego. It happens at night. But that day, the night before, you can also take your phone and phone charger to boot camp. Now, you have it for the night prior and the morning of, but after that, once you get to boot camp, the phone gets turned off, it gets put in a bag with the rest of your belongings, and you won't see it until you graduate. So you can take it to go to boot camp, but you can't use it at boot camp, if that makes sense. So I recommend doing it. I've had some guys saying, should I take it? Can I take it? I'm like, yeah, dude, you might as well take it. You might as well go on Instagram and TikTok and social media and friends and family, call them, say goodbye, all these other things, because once you get to boot camp, phone goes away, pen and paper come out, and it's all handwritten letters from there. So yes, you should take it, but again, you can't keep it the entire time. And also, speaking about MEPS, I shouldn't have to say this because you're going to boot camp where they're going to be giving you everything you have anyways, but guys, don't bring a suitcase. Don't take a suitcase to boot camp. I had a guy ask me, can I take my suitcase? And he brought in like a big ass suitcase. And I'm like, bro, what's in the bag? What are you taking to boot camp? I got a jacket, some shoes, a pair of boots, some change of clothes, this and that. And I'm like, where do you think you're going? You think you're going on vacation? I mean, it is vacation. It's beautiful sunny San Diego or beautiful San Diego or Paris Island, South Carolina, but you're going to be getting all your clothes and stuff there. So take just that little drawstring bag your recruiter should have given you. Take that, put a disposable toothbrush, a little small travel thing of toothpaste for the males. Take a disposable razor, disposable shaving cream. Don't take any soap and shampoo because the hotel has that. Take one pair of underwear, like an extra pair, and an extra pair of socks. And what I recommend, your results may vary, your recruiters might tell you something different. What I recommend is whatever clothes you're wearing, wear them again the next day, wear them Sunday to the hotel, shower, put on clean underwear, clean socks, don't be nasty, throw your old stuff away, right? Don't be wearing some super nice ass stuff, just bring some regular stuff because once you get there, it's going in a box anyways. Wake up the next day, same clothes, fresh underwear, fresh socks, again, don't be dirty. And then your hygiene gear, just throw it away. Whatever's in your bag that you're taking with you, that's all you're taking to boot camp. Take your ID, take $20 because at MEPS, there's a vending machine, right? When you go to the airport, right? Fun fact, people don't realize this. If you're leaving out of San Diego, you go from the hotel to MEPS, MEPS to the airport. Yeah, the San Diego airport, and you go to the USO for the majority of the day because you wait for everyone else from across the country to fly into San Diego. And then later on that evening, a drill instructor comes in, collects you all up, walks you outside, puts you on a bus, and then you guys go over to boot camp, and that's when the fun begins. So fun facts, when you're at the USO, right, waiting for that drill instructor to come in, you can be on your phone, have the rest of your stuff, hang out, and whatnot. And then lastly, wear your Nikes, wear your Adidas, wear your Reeboks, your running shoes, wear those because you're gonna be on your feet for the first 2 days, all day, every day. You're not gonna sleep, you're gonna, trust me, don't be wearing some crazy shoes and whatnot. Just wear some regular ass running shoes and you'll be fine. For the ladies out there, take some full coverage undergarments, right? Neutral colors, nothing crazy, take that with you. And also take your running shoes as well. For the females, there's a few more specific things you guys will want to take as well, and MEPS is going to brief you down on that specifically. So hopefully this answers those questions for those individuals who are going to boot camp tomorrow, for those individuals who are going to boot camp next week, next month, next year, whenever. It shouldn't change, it should be the same, but if you're unsure, ask MEPS. The MEPS liaison should tell you exactly what you need, or at the very least, your recruiter should help you out with that. Good luck at boot camp. Don't do anything stupid. Have fun. Remember this video, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.